Hi guys, welcome to our quant webinar. Today we are going to discuss division and remainders. So it is not an extremely complicated topic, but some of the questions can be tricky. And when we use a grouping method, then these questions can get really simple. So that is the reason why we decided to discuss that method in an online class. We've picked up some of the official kind of questions, the ones which do take some time for the test takers. So let's discuss how to do them really quickly by using a grouping method. Yeah. Of course, I'm sure there are lots of other ways in which you can arrive at the answer, but using grouping where, let's say, when we say that we have n marbles and they are grouped, let's say if they are divided by d, then that means that the n marbles are grouped into groups of d marbles each, and then whatever is left over is the remainder. When we think about that, when we visualize it in that way, it does get a lot easier and quicker to solve the question. So today we're going to focus on how to use that method, and then our standard form where we say n is equal to a into d plus r, just keeping that in mind for the questions. Yeah, these two are the most important things. Even though we have discussed a lot of little points in the division and remainders module, we'll focus on these two core concepts because these are the ones which are most frequently tested. Yeah. So let me share my screen. I'll share a question with you. You first try it out, and then we'll discuss the grouping method first, and then look at the answer of the question. Yeah. Give me a moment. When the integer k cube is okay, first of all, what is grouping? Essentially, we say that in case, let's say we have n marbles, right? And whatever this n is, lots of marbles. And if I have to divide it by d, what is division? Division just means that these n marbles, if I have to divide it by an integer d, it means that I have to split these n marbles into groups of d marbles each. So let's say if d is equal to 4, which means that I'm going to split the n marbles into groups of 4 marbles each. Yeah, so here I've made these. Now, so what is your remainder? Let's say after I split all the marbles in groups of 4 and I made as many groups of 4 as I could, if 2 marbles were left over, then this is going to be my remainder. The remainder is 2. Yeah. And what is quotient? Quotient is the number of groups that I can make. Yeah. This is what division is conceptually. This is how I can visualize division. Yeah, this is how I can draw in case I want to. Okay, this is what is taking place when I'm dividing. So when I'm dividing n by d, then the quotient that I get is the number of groups that I can make of d marbles each, and remainder is the number of marbles that are left over, which I couldn't really put in a group because there weren't enough marbles. Yeah, and that is the reason why my remainder is always less than the divisor. Make sense? Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at this question now. When the integer k cube is divided by 54, the remainder is 0. What does this mean? It means that k cube is divisible by 54. Simple as that, right? Because the remainder is 0, fine. So then k cube is equal to 54a, right? What is 54? 54 is, you can split it in lots of different ways. Let's say 9 into 6. So basically this is 2 into 3 cube. Yeah, 27 into 2 or whatever. Right? So I have prime factorized it. I know that 54 is 2 into 3 cube, which tells me that k, since k cube is an integer, k is an integer, which tells me that definitely k has a 2 and it has a 3. Yeah, it is divisible by 54, but since it's a cube and, they're all integers, I know for a fact that there would be 2 cube in k cube and there would be a 3 cube in k cube. Yeah, because it's a cube, right? Okay, which means that my k is nothing but 6x, let's say. Yeah, it's a multiple of 6. That I know for sure. Now look at my question. Which of the following could be the remainder when the integer k is divided by 30? 30. Yeah. All right. I know 6 is a multiple, k is a multiple of 6. So, visualize it. What am I thinking then? I know that when I split all the k marbles into groups of 6 marbles, nothing is left over, which means that I can make groups like these, and that's it. All k marbles will come over here. They'll be split into these groups, and I'll have full complete groups. There'll be nothing left over. Yeah. Okay, so I can make lots of these kind of groups of 6 from K. When I divide K by 30, what can be my remainder? What are the possibilities? Yeah. So, all right, it is possible that I have only this one group of 6. I know K is divisible by 6. It's possible I have only one group of 6. If I divide that by 30, my remainder in that case is going to be what? Just 6. Yeah. It is possible that I have these two groups of 6. Then my remainder is going to be what? 12. It is possible I have three groups, so my remainder is going to be 18. Yeah. It is possible that I have four groups, my remainder is going to be 24. When I have five such groups of 6 marbles each, what happens then? Here, I have now 5 groups. I will make a group of 30 marbles, right? So the entire thing becomes divisible by 30, right? So it is possible that my remainder is 0 as well. Yeah. Now it is also possible, let's say that I have 6 groups of 6. Then again, my remainder becomes 6, right? So the moment I visualize, I know that if I'm going to divide by 30, think about it. So that means K is nothing but groups of 6 marbles each. Yeah. How will I make a group of 30? I'll put 5 of these groups together, and that is a group of 30. I'll put another 5 of these 6 marbles together and make another group of 30. I'll put another 5 groups together, make another group of 30. What will be left over? What is possible that will be left over? It is possible that nothing is left over, no group of 6 is left over. It is possible that one group of 6 is left over, or two groups of 6 are left over, or three or four. That's it. Do you understand? Yeah. That is all. I will only have groups of 6s left over. Can I have one marble left over? I can't have one marble left over. Do you understand? Let's say I've made a group of 30. Is it possible that it leaves one marble or four marbles or 10 marbles? That is not possible, because all the marbles are in groups of 6. So the moment I put a few groups of 6s away, I'm going to be only left with groups of 6s, which means my remainder can only be either a 0 or 6 or 12 or 18 or 24. So from here, only 2 is possible, which means that my answer is C. Is that clear? So this is your concept of grouping. This is how division should be thought of as grouping. And the moment you do that, the moment you visualize it, all right, this means there are lots of, groups of this, then things do become much easier in a lot of cases.